and you come back and spray them again after you water. Of course, drip irrigation would make this not even. Alright, so I've actually got a few tomatoes that are starting to ripen up finally. Guys, inside so they can finish on the counter. I don't want pests getting to them. But yeah, that's a Cherokee Purple softening up. It'll finish indoors. Guys, starting to blush. And these are starting to burn, some of them, even with the kale and clay on them. Sprayed the other day with the kale and clay to get a good coating on these fruits so they'd stop burning. But I ended up watering that next day from overhead, and it doesn't all stay on, but and you come back and spray them again after you water. Of course, drip irrigation would make this not even a factor. And I think most smart Texans already have drip irrigation. I'm just not all there. I like doing things the hard way, apparently. Dang. That's what happens when you leave your fruits unsupported. I typically support these, but my T-post driver was enjoying the video. Give me a like, a subscribe. I greatly appreciate it, and give me a little more incentive to get out here and do more videos. So I think I may have lost all but one of my bird dropping caterpillars, aka giant swallowtail larva. The wasps have been over here like crazy, and quite frankly, I don't see the largest of the caterpillars, and he was out here yesterday. This is why I don't like wasps. But we still have one. Hopefully they'll leave him alone. Miho Satsuma definitely likes, or the grasshoppers definitely like it. These are native sunflowers. The pollinators absolutely love these guys, so I usually let a few of them go. Now, in years past, I've grown my tomatoes over here and have supported them with these cattle panel trellises. But if I'm going to leave my strawberries here, this is the best bed for the strawberries. This is just basically the best bed in the garden. It gets morning sun and then is in shade from right around 1. And then this other bed is in shade by about 3 or 4. Well, let's go ahead and take these maters in. Some of them are still quite green, but dang, that is not good. But that guy is a-okay. Some of these others, oh God, let me show you what the heat will do. It's let's check this guy out. That is from the heat. That is ruined. That is not cool. Not okay at all. Looks like I'm gonna have to figure out some sort of method to get these guys more protection than just the kale and clay. I thought over here would give them enough shade in the afternoon, but it doesn't really get very shady over here until about 3 in the afternoon, and that is just about the heat of the day, so probably not a great idea. Let's all right. God, that was disgusting. Let's go ahead and get these guys, because I don't want, these aren't even blushing yet, but that guy right there is starting to burn. Most of these are protected pretty well with the foliage, so these guys look like they're okay. Of course, they're sitting on the ground, they look all right now. Give those one more day. Yep, folks, this is not easy to do in Texas. I've got to do something about that cat. I don't get it. I don't know why the city won't pick them up anymore. I've trapped them and called the Humane Society. They used to come out and get them. They'd neuter them or spay them or whatever, and then they'd release them. But now they won't do anything. I don't know what does one do with a bunch of feral cats. Yeah, I don't know. So let's see if any of my peaches are starting to ripen up at all. They're starting to get some pretty decent size on them. I mean, probably should have thinned those, but like this guy right here, that's already been bug bit, so I'm not gonna bother with that. We'll throw him over in the compost. Whoops, missed. The plums did absolutely amazing this year, even losing some to birds and the curculio moth maggots, worms, whatever you want to call them. But I think with that kaolin clay, I've managed to spare some of these. You can see that actually sticks to the fuzz on the peaches. So let those ripen up, and this will be my first year. If I can get a few, I'll be happy. But those plum curculios get to these plants, get to my fruit every year, and ruin it. Or the brown rot. Brown rot's a tough one on peaches. Good pruning habits and drip irrigation will help a lot with that. And then you use elemental sulfur as a spray. I have, I broke my sprayer, which is why I didn't get to respray those tomatoes. Corn and okra, both looking good, but the corn definitely needed to be refertilized. I figure this okra will start making in the next, I don't know, maybe week and a half. Should start flowering pretty soon. Strawberry bed, still going strong. I'm really excited about that. Man, I'm really upset about that tomato. God. That's why you gotta get these guys early. Another burned fruit. That ain't nothing but sunburn, guys. Of course, you can see the ones that have got a good thick coating. Let's see. Get that nut sedge out of there. This guy looks like he's probably ready. Yeah, he's starting to blush just a little bit, so I'll go ahead and get that one. I've got watermelons in here amongst these tomatoes, and then when the tomatoes are done, I can harvest. Well, I'll go ahead and cut out all the tomato plants, root some of the suckers, and then have my watermelons take over. I'll have to weed out a lot of this nut sedge though. I completely forgot to push play, but basically all I've got a big hand of ginger. You can see where the growth points are going to be, right there. So let's see. And I've sprayed it off with peroxide just to make it, I do have a hard time keeping this stuff from rotting. So I want to make sure that the only bacteria that is going to be in contact with will be the soil bacteria, and hopefully it'll sprout before it has time to rot. Now, is peroxide organic? No, it's not. But it's not necessarily a poison. I mean, you don't want to drink peroxide, but and I've got plenty of extra perlite and vermiculite in here, and several growth points from where that will sprout. And I'm going to plant this. I'll go this side up. Yeah, because most of the little growth nodes look like they want to pop this way. So I'm just going to pop that in, cover it up. I put a little sulfur. That soil is already moist, so I'm not going to water it in. I'm just going to pat it in firm. And if it does start to dry out, I'll take care of that at a different time. I'm planting this really late in the season, but it's up here on my deck, and I'll be able to slide this container over to where it'll be in the shade from this plum tree. We'll see what happens. Yo, if you're getting any value out of this, if you're enjoying the video, give me a like, a subscribe. I greatly appreciate it, and give me a little more incentive to get out here and do more videos. Blistering Texas sun. This is not easy to do, yo. It's not easy to do. Not in Texas with the blazing sun. There just isn't a whole lot that does really great here in the summer anyway. Now, fall and winter is a breeze. Early spring, it's a breeze. But yeah, that's this is not really the time of year to be doing much of anything. So anyway, like and subscribe. Greatly appreciate it. Peace.